this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I do a wiggle leaf or wiggle petal flower, I should say, on this cute bottle. This bottle has a lot of cute little designs and interest in it as far as printing on it and such. So I'm just going to focus on doing the design just through the center right here, leaving all these neat little imprints and such as they are without covering them up. I am going to be using 3 Amagic flat brushes. I have a number 10, a number 6, and a number 2. And then I'm going to use my fine liner by Westonia, and then a dotting stylus to finish off the center part of the flowers. So the paint I will be using today is Forest Moss, Thicket, School Bus Yellow, Tea Berry, which I absolutely love, and let's see, did I forget anything? Oh yes, my Wicker White. I've been doing some other projects, so kind of forgot what I was actually doing here as far as which paints. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Tea Berry and the Wicker White, and I'm going to load, I just like to tip them into each side and then do my blending strokes. Just pretty simple. If you're new to my channel, you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do so by hitting that subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. I would certainly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, place those down below. And I will give you affiliate links if you have any interest in buying the supplies that I'm using. You will be directed to some links that you can do that through Amazon. Alright, so basically I'm going to rotate these a little bit and I'm going over them just to make sure I get some good coverage. Because if you're new to glass painting, the thicker you put the paint on, the better the coverage is going to be, so that's very important. And meaning that if your coverage is more opaque, then that is when you have the better coverage. This is not stained glass looking paint, so that's definitely not what I'm trying to achieve here. I want it to be opaque and good coverage. Now when you're painting on glass and you do some stroke work here, you know, sometimes by wiggling you actually end up pulling up the paint, so you do have to be careful with that. Sometimes you might end up having just to go over it again or just kind of tap it so that you're not bringing the paint back up as you're wiggling it. And some bottles are a little bit easier to cover for whatever reason. I know I have some that I do that I've actually just created videos with and not sold, that I, for some reason, keep finding myself having an issue with the coverage. But, you know, you can just let it dry or hit it with a heat gun, hair dryer, anything like that, or just give it some basic drying time without doing any kind of help in making it dry faster, and that will give you an opportunity to go back over it, get another layer of paint on it if you need to do that. And I do like to put and kind of switch my colors as far as the direction that I'm going with them. meaning that on this one I'm going to do the darker on the top. If you want to pay attention to light source and how it would be hitting your project, you can do that as well. Alright, so you'll see that I'm just kind of reversing these, and we'll do the darker on the top, but I'm not really concerned about light source, meaning like how you would put in shading, that type of thing. You know, how's the light hitting it? I'm not really paying attention to that too much. But you can, you know, you can rotate the colors on these petals if you want to do it that way. I'm just going to turn this here and go back this way. Like I said, I can just tap it like that. Still get good coverage. I do make sure that I wash these bottles after I've taken off the stickers and anything that's on these bottles. I will clean them off with Goo Gone, then wash the bottles with my Dawn soap, and then I go over it with rubbing alcohol just to make sure that I've gotten all the stickies off, all the debris that's maybe left on from drying them or from my fingers touching the bottles, that kind of thing. So, you know, there's a lot of things to consider when you're cleaning bottles, and the reason why you're cleaning them is to get any of that off of there. And that's important because that helps with the adherence of your paint. If you don't have stuff that's going to cause it to come off easily because you've cleaned it off, right? Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I am just going to be doing the front part of the bottle. Yes, when I'm selling the bottles, I do all the way around. I paint them. But for the videos, I don't think it's really necessary for you to have to see me do all of that. I'm going to do 3 blooms. You know, actually on this, I think I might just do some partials here so I don't get too full. I'm so afraid I'm going to touch the paint. And I apologize, my furnace is actually just kicked on. Okay. If you feel like you're getting too much paint on your brush, feel free to wipe it off with a paper towel. I try to avoid cleaning it with soap and water just so that I don't affect the paint. Alright, I think I'm just going to do it like this. I've done one of each type. Just keep it simple. Then what I do is get my fine liner. I'm going to dip it into the thicket, and I'm just going to come in here and just lightly put in my center stamens. I do believe that's what they're called. Just very fine, and that's what this brush is so great for, doing line work, just simple line work. And then I'll go like that. Turn this bottle a little bit. Got 2 lines coming out here I didn't want. Alright, so like that. Then I'm going to come over here, come down a little further to this one. There you go. Like that. And then over like that. Now I like to just kind of do a line or just make it a little bit thicker down here. Then I'm going to just go finish the ends doing just a little, not really even a moon shape, but it's kind of a little swipe across the top of each one of these. It can be curved a little bit, or you can You know, they can be straight, doesn't matter. And then you can take your little dotting tool. I had too much paint on there. I don't want it to be too thick. Well, I did it again. Just dot it. And you can make these smaller or large, doesn't really matter. I'm just doing it with the yellow because I like it to show up a little bit. And if you feel like you want to go back over them again, you can. Make them stand out a little bit more, especially if you happen to tip the yellow into the green where you can't see it that well, but I think most of those are pretty good. Alright, so then the next thing I'm going to do is take my number 6, the number 6 flat brush. I'm going to double load it. I might need to do a little bit more paint on my palette. Okay, so I'm double loading this, tipping it into each side, doing my blending strokes. I a lot of times will hit it with some white just to give it a little bit more durability, a little bit more thickness, because the white seems to have more pigment to it. So I'm going to put my little bud here, do that. Now I can, you know, put a stem on it, whatnot, or connect these together. I'm not going to do an actual stem though on this one because of the decorative parts that are above and below it. I'm just going to do leaves around them. But here we go. So I'm just going to go up into there. It is wet, obviously, so I'm pulling some of the color from the flower into the petals, which is fine. I think it's pretty that way. And then I can come out here, and the furnace stopped, thank you. Come out here and do this a little bit. Still with a little bit of that color on there, which is fine. You can do it with the 3 leaves, and then what I want to do, because I'm going to come through here and do the smaller brush too, and go like that. And then it's like that. That leaf, it's kind of a folded. And then I'm going to, if I can get this a little bit further out. I feel like it's so close for some reason. Okay, go like that. And then come over here. And I'm going up into that band just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit this again. Like that. This is a pretty tall bottle. Too, by the way, so I have to watch what I'm doing to get it onto the screen. Alright, so just kind of going around it and seeing where I can throw in some of my regular little wiggle leaves. Go down it like that. And I'm going to turn it around here. I think this is just a very pleasant design just very, I don't know, just light, and with having the clearness and the printing on the bottle, it makes it a little bit more unique than some of the other ones that I've done. And I just choose not to cover it up. So I thought about frosting it, to be honest with you, to begin with. And then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave that part alone. I'm going to do one more of my kind of folded one. Oh, nope. That's not how I do it. Let me go like this. And like that. And then just do a little pull from the flower to it. You can just leave it very simply. Now with the smaller brush, I am going to concentrate on just doing some little, just kind of fun little single pulls. Just little easy leaves, just kind of filling the design in some. And I'm doing this with the forest moss and some of the wicker white. I'm trying to concentrate on getting some different colored leaves, kind of mixing it up a little bit, because I think that does add some interest to your design when you aren't just using all the same colors for your greens or your greenery. Just be cautious though, because some of these small little pulls that I'm doing out of here, like this one, they're not going to be real, because they're not thick, they're not going to be real, I don't want to say secure, but it's possible that they can scratch easier than if you're concentrating on making them thicker. But with a bottle, I don't think you have to be quite as concerned with that as you would if you're doing a wine glass or something of that sort that's going to be washed a lot and handled. These bottles are intended to be just a home decor piece. Nice gifts. Just something simple to put together and give. Bar decor. If you want it. I'm just going to pull them out like that. Just trying to make them a little bit thicker so you can see them. And you can use other colors too. I mean, you can even add some blue into these, add different shades of green. I just chose to do just a very light, with the forest moss. So I think the combination of the two together with this other green is pretty. With my basic greens. Trying to get that little pull in there. And I think with these colors, they're pretty together too. More of an olivey color. It's so cute. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave it at this for now. I think it's very pretty. I hope you do too. If you again have any questions, comments, please place those down below. New to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you like this video, also please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And then the last request I'm going to have from you is I'm trying to grow my channel, so please share this video on your social network with all your family and friends. Easy to do, just hit that share button underneath and it will give you the options of where you can share it. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy and have a good one.